How's it going, guys, and welcome to another character build in Gdonia. Today I'm going to be showing you my take on the Child of Light. I hope you guys like it. At the time of this build, the game is currently in early access version 0.83, so some skills and abilities might change upon the release of the full version. Also, 17 extra skill points are available from obelisks in the open world. My starting attributes for the Child of Light are 0 strength, 0 agility, 4 intellect and 3 charisma. So obviously I chose 0 strength because I'm not going to be really attacking by melee, and same with agility. I don't really need to attack or anything like that. I'm not using ranged weapons. I chose 4 intellect because it's going to be a magic heavy build. So the more intellect you have, the more spell damage you can do and everything like that. And I also chose 3 charisma because I suppose you can have some allies, some companions in this build in the open world. I reckon that would really suit this build, so that's why I picked that. Alrighty, now onto the skills. So the skill points that we chose for this build are 14 in blood magic, 15 in arcane magic, 15 in elemental magic, 7 in defense, 15 in holy magic, and 7 in speech. Now for blood magic, we just put the 14 points for more health, so each point gives us 3 HP, so that's the only reason we sort of did that. Moving on to arcane magic, so we've got our overload and our mastery as well. This is, as I've been saying, this is a must-have for any magic users, any mages. It just buffs up your magic damage or magic power by so much. It might cost a bit more, but I think it's worth it. You can pump out some damage. Next up we have blink. So blink will just quickly teleport you forward. So this is sort of like in my melee builds, it's like the charge attack, so this will just get you out of danger. So that's pretty much the reason I chose that. We've also got conjure food level 2, just so you can keep it on top of your mana, so you don't have to buy food. You can just use this to quickly top it up. And with overload ability with conjure food, it just boosts up the magic regeneration rate and your health regeneration rate when you eat the food so much more. It's crazy. Next up we have mana bonus level 3. Of course, just passive, flat out 100 points to your mana pool. Next up is mana replenishment. It's just passive mana regeneration by 300%, and also magic resistance level 3. So this will just increase your magic resistance by 9%. Pretty straightforward. All right, moving on. We have elemental magic. So we chose elemental beam level 2. So this is just gets a big beam for 4 seconds. It can cut through enemies, so it'll damage all the enemies it goes through. So you can just sort of try and get them all lined up and do a lot of damage to a lot of people very quickly. Next up we have elemental attack. So this is going to be like our pretty much spam ability, I suppose you'd say. So with our light elemental buff on ourselves, it just throws a holy bolt, so that'll be our pretty much one of our main attacks anyway. Right, moving on. We have focus the element level 3. So we just wanted to use this. So this will create a flash of light that deals massive holy damage to enemies nearby. Our light element on. That'll do a big AoE burst of damage. That's why we chose that one. And that's it for the elemental tree. Next up we have defense. So we just went up and got our survivability level 2, so 60 health, and also our defense master. So pretty much gives us total health, increases our total health by 30%. That's why we chose that. Next up we have holy magic. This is going to be the main focus of this build. So we have light element level 2. So this will just apply a light element to you, slowly restore your health, and apply light effects to abilities. So our elemental beam and elemental bolt, that's what it's really going to be doing. Next up we have our paladin seal level 3. So this will create an explosion of holy energy, knocks enemies around, and heals you by 5% of your health, and assigns a powerful buff on you for 30 seconds. Also increases melee and holy damage by 50%, your movement speed by 33%. You can also jump 40% higher, gives you a double jump, and your Holy Hammer cooldown is reduced by 5 seconds instead of 20. But we didn't choose Holy Hammer. But everything else is really good, so that's a really good one to have if you're going to make a Paladin or sort of a Priest build. Next up we have Holy Shield. So this will make you invincible for 10 seconds. Pretty straightforward. Next up we have Weak Healing Prayer. So this will heal the player and allies for a base of 80 health, and it will require a bit more mana if your companions are hurt. So with Magical Overload, this will be buffed up as well. Next up we have Judgment. It creates a beam of light from the sky that stuns all enemies and damages all enemies around it. So this is good. This is like our crowd control sort of stun ability. So that's a really good one. Next up we have Power of the Light level 5. So this is just a passive increase, a flat out increase of your holy magic by 15%. And also Divine Protection level 3, which increases your armor and magic resistance by 3%. Is also pretty handy to have. Next up we have Speech. And I did this because we're going to have a few companions, but we're going to get Encouraging Speech level 3. So that just increases the player and allies' health and armor by a certain amount. Depends on your charisma stat. And then we also have Pressure level 2 and also Mastery skill Loud Speech. So Pressure level 2, each time we attack, we have a chance to abuse a target, which isn't very nice, but it's a good effect anyway. Decreasing their damage. So with the Mastery skill, that'll do it to all enemies around. If we can proc that, that's a lot of damage that we'll be negating. We also have Charm, so each time we attack, we have a small chance to charm the target, forcing it to stop attacking for 8 seconds. And then we also have Mind Control, so we can control an enemy and just have them fight for us for a certain amount of time. But that's all the stats for now. Let's see how we go in combat. And there you have it, my take on the Child of Light. So with this build, it would really help with companions, because they can just take all the aggro and you can just heal them. You can do so much damage. The enemies just fall so quick with this build, and plus you can keep yourself alive pretty well with this build as well, with the healing and everything like that. So the light element keeps you alive, ticks over time. With your Paladin Seal, you heal 5%, and also your weaker Healing Prayer also heals you and allies that are around you. But yeah, I must say it's a pretty good build, very fun to play with, and yes, very heavy holy focused. So if you find a lot of holy gear, you can do even more damage. But alright guys, that's going to do it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed this Gudonia build, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Alright guys, take care.